into the live stream for the full moon in Aquarius 2024. This full moon is the last full moon that we're having before we step into the heart of eclipse season. So this full moon is going to be bringing a lot of things into perspective. We are going to be experiencing a huge release behind some older, outdated thoughts. And we're also going to be tapping into what's the truth of the matter in terms of all the things that we do. So I'm just going to double check to make sure that we are streaming real quick, because it doesn't look like it from my side. Maybe we are streaming. I have no idea. Let me know if we are down in the chat below. It's like showing up that I am, but I can't see me be on right now. So I'm really kind of confused. Anyway, I'm going to just keep yapping because that's what I know how to do. So, so basically we're getting into this full moon phase. So what is it about this full moon that's specifically going to make that? As a matter of fact, for the first time, I swear, like I actually have notes for a live stream. That's crazy. I just realized that I'm like, wait a second. Let's start off this. I'm like, no, I have notes today. Also, thank you for just being here and rocking with me today. I have been experiencing this Mercury retrograde on a back-to-back scale of just like people not getting it. You know what I mean? I don't know if anyone else has been experiencing it at all, but it's like, wait, how did you get this from that? And I've been feeling like there's been a lot of like back and forth in terms of how the collective has been moving with what do they deem like real, or what do you have to really go back into your own, world for to see like what's really happening. I know I'm kind of yapping here, but this is the weird part about this Mercury retrograde, to where it's like you're having these conversations with yourself that are a little bit different than maybe your typical dialogue. With that being said, one of the main components about this full moon in Aquarius and the opposition that we're having with this Leo season is that we're actually having to deal with this in between of the purity of your heart, or lack thereof, depending on what's happening, and then the purity of your mind and what you think, or lack thereof of you having the full mental thought on certain topics and ideas. The main portion of any time we see the axis of Leo and Aquarius is that this is the heart versus the mind. This is the fuel of the chest that you feel. Like, when you see that person you love, or when you like, even if there's a person that you are rocking with, y'all are shaboinking together type deal, right? There's sometimes it's like, oh shoot, like who's this person? Or like, oh, there's this thing about this person, right? That type of feeling and that type of pull is what Leo season is about in terms of all this energy here, right? The concept with this Aquarius full moon, though, is that it's like, okay, here might be where your heart's at. But is your heart being projected correctly? Are people really seeing and getting the sense of where your heart's truly at? Or are they caught up in what they deem their own heart to be, or what they're actually feeling? Because the thing about the feeling versus the bigger mind frame of the collective, which is Aquarius, is that the larger body of higher mental thought, in my personal opinion, the way that we see it in our world is completely through social media, right? Every day you can get up, open up your app. I don't know if you have the same terrible habit. Some days I wake up and I immediately open up like something that's a social media. And now I know what's happening with everyone else. I ain't even get up to have breakfast yet. I ain't get up to brush my teeth yet. There's sometimes we get so caught up in this bigger, larger network that we really lose out on what's happening with us. And I can be one of those people to tell you, like, when I went on my social media tear last year and started going viral, and I came across so many of y'all in that process, and it's been beautiful to see y'all stay. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all did find me from that meme thing. Maybe y'all did find me from something else. But the idea is, in order for you to really like bring in that sense of community, you have to know where your heart's at. And I'm going to be so honest with you. This full moon in Aquarius might even isolate you from things that you thought were supposed to be that way. So if you feel yourself missing or stepping away from a certain like friend group, or maybe you're stepping away from the way that you go about your friendships the way that you previously did, if you're in a friendship or if you're in something connection wise that doesn't resonate to your heart anymore, this is the release point to let that go. This is the relief point, right? I really understand the Leo and Aquarius dichotomy because like I feel like out of most of the sister signs, the sister sign that's very much the same is also like Leo and Aquarius, honestly, right? So the reason why is because they're two sides of the same face, but again, Leo's the heart. So what have we been experiencing as Mercury retrograde has just stepped into Leo? I don't know about y'all, but I've been having a whole nostalgia trip over this Mercury retrograde, which is a huge part of what it's been about and part of why I haven't been jumping up to explain the last transits in the last week. So I appreciate the patience with that. I've been experiencing just things in my real life that were just very Mercury retrograde related. And I'm like, what is even happening here, right? So I wanted to make sure that my energy was right. I was just in the position to be able to come through, explain what's happening for y'all. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tapping in with me. Thank you for showing up. If you think also Sunday is an easier day for y'all to get here, because I think we have more of a live, there's more people here in the live than normal. So if Sunday's a good day for the rest of y'all, I don't mind setting this as one of my live stream days just to make sure that we all get to tap in. And for anybody who is wondering, I did take a break off of readings for a bit. Someone said I didn't need a reading. I'll get to all the comments in a second. I just because I'm the type of person, I ended up dropping the price of in half of my full reading that I normally do. So if you want to get the 90-minute reading on sale, I have a few slots that are open. I've been working exclusively more so on the Astrology dating app that just came out. So for anybody who's in Los Angeles or in the LA area, or if you just want to download it anyway, honestly, just download it because we're going to be going like worldwide at some point. But yeah, there's a Stars Align app. It's the Astrology dating app. It's not just about dating. This is about connection. So if anybody just wants to like go ahead, download that, you could check it out. If you're not serving your area, that's okay too. But like if you have it on your phone already, by the time we did the expansion, you already have it up, ready and available, and people already looking at your profile. You feel me? But I've been working on that, which has been fun. We just launched on the 8th of August. So we launched during Lionsgate. And even during Lionsgate, I had a lot of people kind of come to me in a very Mercury retrograde way where I was like, I had to think back, and I'm using this as an example, but like during Lionsgate, I really had to think about what that day meant to me, right? There's a video, probably like the first year I made my YouTube, where I was talking about Lionsgate, and I've covered Lionsgate every year since. But this was the first year where I realized I'm like, Lionsgate is more of a numerology type day. And it's a great manifestation day in terms of numerology. But in terms of the astrology, it doesn't add up the same way. As a matter of fact, most of what people were talking about with Lionsgate actually takes place in Cancer season. And for me, I was experiencing all of those things people talk about Lionsgate during Cancer season. And people that I knew in my world and the people that I was talking to, they were all kind of experiencing what they typically talk about with Lionsgate during that time frame. I brought that up on Instagram on my story. I didn't have time to necessarily make a video or anything else like that. But I had some people kind of like have like a backlash where they're like, oh, so you don't believe in this? Oh, so you don't think this? And I'm like, oh, no, this isn't something that I'm just trying to say like no about. I've studied this. I've existed here. I've really like taken my knowledge in terms of what's happening with these transits, and I take real life situations and real life times to like come to my conclusions. But it seemed as though when I first said something about it, some people were not maybe as receptive to it, or they were kind of ready to argue, if I'm being honest with you. And I'm like, there's not an argument. It's like I also said at the end of it, hey, y'all, you want to use this day anyway, use this Leo season energy and make that thing happen. And so one thing that I've noticed, especially with this Mercury retrograde, is people are choosing to not hear what you say. Let me make sure that I point this out. Mercury retrograde, people are choosing to not hear what you say. And on top of that, if they do hear what you say, it's been harder from what I've been seeing for people to like open up their perspective to everyone else's idea, right? And that's where this full moon in Leo, this full moon in Aquarius, I feel like it's coming in, because we're starting to have to like gear out of just our own individual egos, and we have to see what's going to be better off for the collective, so to speak, right? If you're the only person at the dinner table eating, how does that impact the community, right? If you're the only person who has, let's say, all of the assets, right? And you have a group of people and you have loaves of bread just chilling, right? And you have 20 hungry people outside, right? Are you going to take that and make sure that you keep it all to yourself? Or are you going to be able to like split that between everyone so everyone gets a part of things, right? The main thing I think about when it comes to the Leo and Aquarius dichotomy, and I love how I said I wrote notes for this and I haven't looked at any of my notes at all, but but the main thing that I think about is like a king. When it comes to king, leadership, monarchy, even if you wanted to go queen, if this is an easier way for you to think about the route, the seat of royalty has always essentially been you are the heart of the nation, or you are the heart of the kingdom, so to speak. Like that's what that really means. Like you're supposed to be representing, ideally, you know what I'm saying, the people in that regard. Now the people happen to be Aquarius. The reason why I love using the internet portion so much is that like one of the biggest instances, at least in terms of like this Aquarius nature, without this Aquarius innovation, so to speak, there would be no way that I'd have long hair and be wearing like my head wrap like on a live stream type deal. But it's so crazy that we've reached such a point that for someone like you might not have ever grown up with somebody like me around, so to speak, right? But you see in my hair like this, it's like, oh, he's protecting his hair. The fact that everyone has access to knowing what that is kind of the knowing of the kingdom, so to speak. Like everyone is getting these informations, and because of the way that we route this, because of the way that we have technology, we're all able to tap into one another from anywhere in the world. Again, I harp on this a lot, but like y'all don't get it, I guess, in the same like instance. I'm like, yo, the fact that you had to write a letter before and now you could just say this to everybody, crazy. So let's think about it like this too. What happened with social media is that everyone got a voice. Aquarius, again, you can, if you want to today, you could post pretty much anything you want to the public, right? To all of that. Now, let's put this in other perspectives, right? Y'all right now are on like my channel, so to speak, right? So if y'all are on my channel in the Leo aspect, let's say like this is like my kingdom. This is my space, so to speak, within the large, vast variety of every other channel on YouTube, every other like position on that. You get what I'm saying? I am one of a voice. But for y'all coming here, as of right now, I am the king. Nah, but in concept for real, like this is where my heart's at. I'm using this channel, I'm using this platform to project what's on my heart based off of what's happening in the astrology. And I get to help teach y'all in that process, and that makes me happy. Therefore, this is my thing that I do for the collective. Now, there's a good king and there's bad kings, right? And I'm gonna use this concept again. A bad king, power hungry. Let me take up all the assets. Hey, you, give me all of your gold. No, you can't have this platform. No, you can't get your shine. That's typically the idea, right, of, let's say, like the bad king, right? I want to take everything for myself. No one can have anything aside from the people that are like in my cahoots. Word? Now, if we take that concept and we think about a good king, and one of my biggest quotes that I always think about, to be honest, is from Black Panther, and it's when T'Chaka is talking to T'Challa, and he's like, "It is hard for a good man to be king." And I'm like, ooh, that's true. Why? Because in the dark side of Leo is that there could be a certain sense of self-centeredness, or there is a certain sense of having to maybe like protect your heart so strong that you take it away from everyone else. So you kind of take your own shine away, and you're like, no, this is my own, right? And so what happens, and this is just in general, right? What happens when the king or whoever's in charge doesn't make sure that the people are okay? Historically speaking, what happens? let's use the big homie. Let's use Jesus Christ himself, for example. When everybody came through and disrespected the heart of his, let's say his father's home. I know I'm getting a little religious here, but still. He flipped everything. He said, if y'all gonna be disrespecting the heart of what this place is, all y'all gonna have to get out, right? Now, the power of this full moon in Aquarius is that you might start to feel more of that separation from things, but that's not a bad thing. Let me point this out. If you're starting to feel separate, if you're starting to feel isolated, I know from my full moon in Aquarius, I thought that I had certain like friends or people in my support group that were like completely solid. And I started to like see through the cracks and I was like, oh shoot, that's not the case. But then again, knowing your heart, knowing how people are treating your heart and seeing how people are respecting your heart, that might show, oh, this is my time to isolate. Right. The idea behind Aquarius is that detachment is something that they're really good at doing. So Aquarians are typically known for being able to detach. Oh, like they don't care. Oh, this, that, and the third. That is not true. What is true about Aquarius is their detachment. And if they choose to detach from something, it typically means that they love something. They are honoring that something. When Leo loves something, it's hard for them to get away from. It's hard for them to step out of this all heart. Aquarius can love something, and they know that maybe even their presence will cause something in somebody else that they know is going to be distasteful. So Aquarians know how to detach themselves away from the situation so they don't have to have you deal with the ramifications of maybe their existence or their presence. Now let's get this back to the kingdom analogy one more time. This full moon in Aquarius is like, yo, if this kingdom isn't going to be working for you and where your heart's at, right? Let's say, for example, wherever you were at before has everything to do with craftsmanship, right? But you're like, you want to know what? I don't want to be a craftsman anymore. I want to entertain, right? But your kingdom, now take this analogy as it is, but the kingdom that you're in doesn't like the fact that you want to entertain. As a matter of fact, that kingdom is trying to force you to work even more now that you even mentioned that. Now, there's one of two things, and this is the choice that a lot of people have, but we hate to hear it, but I'm just going to be transparent because like this is my channel. Also, I'm going to be honest. The other aspect to this, right, is that sometimes you do have to change location to get something done, right? We have to adapt to what's gone on and learn how to pivot what's going on with this. Why am I bringing up this pivot when it comes to things? Well, let's actually bring up the astrology one time. I think this is the right one. Hey, we out here. Okay, so this is the astrology of right now. And I'm going to be moving this up a little bit so we can get to I just jumped ahead a lot. 1 second. I'm seeing this from a very far distance, so don't mind me. But basically, let's just say around this area, this is where we have this full moon happening, right? The moon's over here in Aquarius, but here's the real kicker. We have this making a square over to Uranus as well. Now, this square over to Uranus is actually a T square. And for my nerds that want to know what that is, basically, as we see Uranus right over here all the way to the right of the screen, we see the sun making its Mercury cazimi, which I'll get to in a second. And then we have the moon in Aquarius over here. But when we have a T square, because it's shaped like a T, as we can see, there becomes this tension between all of the signs. Why? You might hear the plane going by real quick, but why is that the case, right? Because when we have a square in general, we're dealing with somebody who's super alike, but in a different element, right? I think a good example of a square in astrology, and I use Avatar: The Last Airbender a lot. So if you want to ever see this, you could literally watch the first 2 episodes and just watch like this little bit and you'll understand what I'm talking about. 2 characters that I've seen in like Avatar, at least, that always were on each other's toes. Like they always kept each other on their toes, but they were always active is Aang and Zuko, right? So if you realize when you see certain people, and let's say they have like arch nemesis, or even if you watch things that are like they're good fight sequences and they always seem like they're almost like neck and neck, or they're right there, or they're the strongest that's a square, kinda. You get what I'm saying? Like they have the same tenacity, but they're doing it in a different way. So between Aang and Zuko, I'm just gonna use you get my point though. Anyway, but the idea is like the square is that they always are like at odds with one another. Now the T square that's happening with this full moon, right? The T square happening with this full moon is that we need to go within more so than we're trying to look for where our tribe is at. Let's say this one more time. This full moon in Aquarius wants us all to go within. Why? Because Uranus is bringing a random factor to the social regard of this full moon, right? This means that you can like literally find the perfect tribe for you. You might be in a situation where you find the person that you really want to date, the person that you really want to be with. Like there's so many different aspects that can happen due to this energy going through, right? Now, why am I bringing all this up? Because we need to start to look for what is sweet and eternal. I'm going to say this one more time. Sweet and eternal. I actually had a great conversation yesterday with a new friend of mine. His name's Santo. He does what's it called? He does ayahuasca ceremony. He's a reader and such like that. I might have him on the channel at some point coming up in the future. But he was talking to me specifically about that Scorpio nature, the underworld, like having to go underneath the layers, go underneath the principles of what we see in our regular everyday life. And I think this full moon is really making an emphasis on the need for us to like really dig down deep to see the deepest parts of our desires, to see the deepest parts of our fears, to see the deepest parts of our like everything in between. And which sounds crazy because the full moon in Aquarius, I bet you most people right now are like, we need to go detach. We need to all let go of what's been going on. Nah, but it's not about necessarily letting go. I think the universe is letting go of what needs to be let go. But this right here, to be honest with you, from my own perspective, everyone's going to think different. And especially because we had that Mercury Kazemi right there, this is about really digging into the core of what you actually feeling. That's what's so critical to this full moon in Aquarius. Why? Because everybody wants community. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to find their person. Everybody wants to make sure that they're like as connected to people as possible. But what is everybody afraid to do as well? Break the status quo. Why? Because the status quo is the kingdom, or what they think that we all want to see, right? A lot of us live our entire lives based off of principles of people that we've never met, never known, and don't even know if they were a good person or not. Do you know how crazy that is to think about? Like, we have so many regulations and things that have been set up, and it's like, were the people who even made this in the right intent? Were they even in the right like space for this? But we're just going to go along with all these things. With this full moon in Aquarius, again, last full moon in release before we head into eclipse season. I have to mention this one more time. We're heading into eclipse season literally a week or two after this. So I know that we're like, oh my God, Mercury retrograde's ending. Hooray. But as soon as Mercury retrograde ends, boom, eclipse season, right? So, I mean, it's not immediately, but I'll be covering all of that in that process. Also, for anybody who's in here who wants a mini reading at the end of this, make sure that you tap in right now. I think I have the queue going right now, and there's a few people that already popped up for it. Yeah, someone just bought one a second ago. Much love. But y'all just let me know. Pull up, you know what I'm saying? We gonna knock it out of the park, right? So pretty much the idea though, with this full moon again, we have this in between with Mercury retrograde, which is doing what? Stopping the communications. We're making it's harder to bring across what we're actually thinking. It's harder to even think straight about the things that might even be going on. There's a lot in that regard, right? So I actually just sent over the live stream. Someone just asked me a question about the full moon, and I'm like, I'm live right now. Check this out. So hopefully if they pull up, what's up? But the principle of this full moon, I'm actually feeling drawn to light some Palo Santo I don't know why. I'm gonna rock with it. I just got the urge. And so I feel like somebody in this chat too, we all need a little bit of cleansing. We all need a little bit of clearing. So I hope that this right here can kind of spread out to all of y'all. The intention of this is to, let y'all feel through all the emotions that you have, to let go of what is no longer needed through this full moon in Aquarius. That means old connections that might not have worked, new connections that might not have come to fruition the way that you want. I'm really just trying to do this real quick, and this isn't like a full ritual or nothing, but I intend that this is helping, through cyberspace itself, right? Using the fire of this through the air of Aquarius, so to speak. I hope that this is able to help really bring some newfound peace, some newfound understanding. I'm hoping that this clearing of the space right now is going to be bringing y'all to the people who are willing to love you, right? Who love you for who you are and not what you can do for them. I really hope that this full moon in Aquarius can show you that despite the isolation that might be happening, that you're not alone in this world. And if we all ended up taking the time to just spread real love or genuine heart towards the people that are outside and around us, one compliment can change someone's entire day. One just good inkling of feeling can change the world if we really do it good enough, right? Anyway, but yeah, so we're just in this like different space. We're in this different stage. Someone said they've been clearing and cleansing all day. Like, this full moon really is trying to show you like who's here for you. And not only that, but this full moon is going to show you how can you show up as a better friend? How can you show up as a better partner? How can you use the ability of your genius to also bring out the better type of feeling in the hearts of others? Like, this is one of those situations that's coming through with this and that process, right? So again, I'm lighting this just to make sure. And for those of y'all who might not be able to like light something in your own space, like, this is what this is for. I definitely used to, be just in a room where I couldn't do this at all. You know what I mean? So whenever I would watch somebody on YouTube, they would do this and it made me feel a little better. So hopefully that I'm doing the same for y'all. And we putting on a couple pendants, you know what I'm saying? We're going to make sure this is coming through. Thank y'all for pulling through for the mini readings as well. Because I appreciate y'all seeing I'm about to go off. I appreciate that, like, despite me, like, stalling and being like, hey, guys, thanks. Like, I see y'all. I love y'all for real. It's one of those situations, even with y'all here, you know what I'm saying? This is a very full moon in Aquarius thing. Because despite where you're at in the world, right? I grew up in a place where like people didn't believe in astrology or nothing like that. Matter of fact, I didn't even believe in astrology. Astrology humbled me in my life, real time. And to deny that those forces and those energies were going on made me miserable. And as soon as I was like, yo, let me tap into this, life got better. As soon as I was like, oh, let me really like utilize these things, I started to manifest my dreams without having to light a candle. I started manifesting my dreams without having to like do some extra thing, without having to like make my experience someone else's ideal. Ooh, that hurt to say. But like, when you stop trying to make someone else's ideal version of you exist, and you start realizing that the ideal version of you is to be free within your own energy and space and explore that as you choose, that's when life really starts to change. That's really like if there's anything from like my full moon message, it's that like, this is not the full moon to keep living someone else's dream. I forgot to plug in my camera. So 1 second, y'all. Let me make sure I got that rocking.
Don't want so many gold yet. Don't know how to feel low yet. Please don't take my control. It's not even my own. For now, I'm thinking about my follower count. How did it go down? Oh, so we hold back till it's midnight. Pull up for the love life. Stressed out, but we...
Okay, I'm back. If my camera does die, I will just go change it. I got really excited to do this live stream, so I just straight up forgot. I ain't gonna lie. Let me know if y'all like my impromptu in between picture, because I just thought that'd be funny. But yeah, anyway, let me start to slide into the cards though. I think I said really what I wanted to say. Like, don't let someone else's ideal version of you rule who you want to be or who you're going to become in this process. Only that's between you and the universe. That's between you and God. That's between you and like your higher forces. That's between you and your higher self. Like, no one can really tell you what that is. And the main reason why I honestly love doing astrology the way I do, I can't speak to everybody else, is that like I really do my best to like just kind of give you the cheat codes of your own energy. You know what I mean? Wait, you do music? I do music, yes. That wasn't my song though. But if y'all are interested in hearing my songs, if you want to hear my music, it's been a minute since that. I originally moved to LA to do music. And then I said, hey, I'm an astrologer. And then I've been an astrologer ever since. It has been dope. You know what I'm saying? For those who do want to hear my music, is the name for my music. Boom. Honestly, I have a few names. I'm not going to lie. But this one is the one that's most recent. If you want to hear my favorite thing that I did, is going to be Honey and Silk. The reason why I made Honey and Silk was that I didn't have a lot of equipment or things to really make stuff for my entire time. So anything that you listen to, it was all like very like, I made it all myself type deal. So if you want to hear like my baby, I would say like Honey and Silk is, because I was like, how am I going to make the best bedroom album that I can with like literally nothing while we're in like a shutdown and stuff like that. So hopefully y'all get to tap in. Hopefully y'all get to enjoy, because that's a piece of me with that. And the last one I put out was called Prometheus. No, yeah, it was called Prometheus. And that's mostly an instrumental album. Like, even when I sing in that one, I'm not like necessarily trying to like rap or nothing in that one specifically. But if y'all do want to check that out, please do. I think me making music, and I'm sharing this with y'all because like music was something that I really was like my Leo thing, I would say, especially coming up. Music was really like my like Leo portion of like what I used to do. So it's interesting that this is even coming up right now. I'll actually tell you a story. I'll tell y'all a story and I'll get into the cards. Yeah, screw it. Why not? It's been a few years. So let me tell y'all a story. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about something. And I don't talk about this often. And I don't think I've ever talked about it like on live before. I've talked to people about it though. But here we are, you know what I'm saying? Let's share some new parts of our heart to the community. So bedroom music. Listen, just listen to the songs. Listen to the songs. If you like them, then, you know, keep it rocking, right? But what year was it? I think it was 2017. Basically, my whole journey, I was really serious about music in college, right? I was very serious about it. I was working to just become like a producer. Like I actually, that's not true. At first I was an artist. So let me be straightforward. I was on some artist stuff. I just started to learn how to produce, but I wasn't super great at it. I learned how to record myself and all of those things. And I have some old music on SoundCloud too. That's when you get into some really interesting stuff, honestly. So if you look up, I think just Maverick Star on SoundCloud, that's when you get into like my coming of age music, to be honest. But, you know, music was such a part of my life since I was like, I was very young, right? I played piano from the age of like 3. It was classical piano. So I like was a classically trained pianist from 3 to maybe like my teenage years type deal. So like music's always been a part of that. Family's heavily musically oriented, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I was really doing, right? And so in college, I was in college. I'm like just producing, I'm just trying to get better. I'm making music every day, just knocking tracks down, just trying to get good. I wasn't trying to put anything out. I wasn't trying to like be the next thing. I was just trying to be like as good as possible. And I'm always like this when it comes to my crafts. I take creativity very seriously. Like I work it more than like I care to admit some days, right? But music was so critical to me. And I remember making an album or a SoundCloud. You're literally listening to Full Moon Revelation right now, so that's mad funny. But I was listening to an album. Correction, I was making an album. I lied. This was my bad. This was my senior year of college. I was making an album And I wanted to be like my like last, like this was like my college experience almost, like in an album. Not a college experience for everyone else, but like my experience of like being in college and like existing where I did and such like that. So it was like a 7-track thing, and even in that thing, it was I had my album cover with 2 tarot cards. Shout out to the homegirl at Neri, she drew those for me. But like she drew like the Ace of Pentacles, and I was like for the culture, because I was like, how do we bring everything for the culture, right? And then the first part of it was for the people. So it's for the people, for the culture, and then for the people was the more like personable one. That was when I was like more in my R&B. I was being really transparent with that. The other one was more fun, but I felt like that represented a dichotomy in a part of my life. And I remember putting that out, and I was really happy that it was out. It wasn't like I was trying to get like famous off of it or nothing. I was just happy it was there. And one of my songs got stolen. And yeah, so one of my songs got stolen. It went up on SoundCloud, right? I didn't make the original beat, but I made the song. I remember the minute it came out, I downloaded it and I put it together, and then I put the song back out like same day. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was actually heartbroken. I'm not gonna lie. I had my heart broke at the time, honestly, if I'm being transparent. And so I made this song kind of specifically for someone who I thought at the time was like, you know, like I think it was like the twin flame craze of the time frame, for being transparent. I remember making a song like actually about that. I made like a lot of songs. I don't make songs about people per se, but that was one that was like about someone like specifically. It was very like important to me, right? And then I made the song, put my heart in that, right? And then I think it was a month later, my boy hit me up. He's like, bro, someone stole your song. I'm like, ain't no way. He's like, bro, someone stole your song. I'm like, there's no, you're lying, bro, right? And then I looked it up, and lo and behold, the song that I made was completely ripped on. And then it hit #1 for a while in the US. And I just remember being like, yo, it's crazy how someone like took what was so pure for me that I made in like, again, like my bedroom pretty much in college, or my dorm room, like about something that was like one of the heaviest emotional, I guess, situations that ever happened. And someone just kind of took the best parts of it and then made it their own thing. So like, I'm mentioning this to you because at that point, I realized, and this is why the production part of my journey is so important, right? I realized that day, or like in that process of what happened, because it did take that. But you want to know what? I couldn't lay claims to the music because I didn't make the production. And so from that point forward, I had such a heavy note on production, or like, how do I get the production quality as good as possible to the point where I'm comfortable with it. Like, so I started making the production my own, right? So if you do check out my music, like my earlier stuff, I didn't make the beats for. Everything new, I made everything on. And part of that whole idea of me doing it myself, or me making sure that like I can put full claims onto the music that I make, or into the creativity that I do, is because like that's where we start to honor our hearts, right? So for me, I took something that brought like, it was just heart-wrenching, and I made that into something beautiful. And then someone else plucked from that and then made something beautiful as well, but it had a different reach, right? And I don't try to like force that, nor do I'm trying to put any disrespect to the artists at hand, because they were an incredible artist. They unfortunately did pass away. But it's one of those situations to where it's like, that was one of those changing points for me. And I think that honestly really brought me to understand that I was like, yo, people can take music, right? But I was like, what is it about me that's so like special that I don't think anyone else can do it the same way, right? Or I don't think people have the same natural ability for. And when I took the time out, I realized that was astrology. And I realized I'm like people can't, not everybody, the people that are really nice at it are typically my colleagues, but it's one of those situations to where it's like, that situation of getting that stolen really led me into the path that I'm on now, because like this is where my heart really at. You know what I'm saying? As much as I do love music, like I never had the ego, quote unquote, to stand for it. Where it does come to astrology, I do be standing on as being like, yeah, I'm an astrologer, what's up, right? Like that's something that is, I would say, even more critical to me. So even in that aspect, the universe kind of changed my trajectory, not because it disrespected where I was coming from, right? My working on music made me a better astrologer, right? Like I had to go and dig and find different sounds and like know how to like make them work or see how the colors all looked together. I'm getting a little bit more heady and spacey here, but this is where it comes to that full moon in Aquarius. Like what makes you special, right? What can they not take from you? Even like, how can they not recreate the same thing, right? And I think that's part of why I love... It's not juice. That's a good guess, though. That's actually a really good guess. But it's one of those situations to where, you know, we get to see what our heart is at when we have conflict to the outside world, right? When and the reason why I'm again mentioning this is because I got something that I put my heart into taking, right, from on a larger entertainment scale, and you know, I just kept quiet about it. I just kept moving. I just kept doing stuff. I instead of giving up there, I learned how to produce the music itself. You get what I'm saying? And that made me a different type of artist. That made me really have to like find those things that I like and find those sounds. But like that for me, I think has helped me open my heart to do the work that I do now. So don't think that like, because things aren't going exactly the way that you planned, don't think the universe don't got your back, right? Just because things aren't moving exactly the way that you anticipated doesn't mean that you're doomed to fail or something else like that. That's really what I want to kind of like bring about with this full moon Aquarius. Hopefully this story time made sense. I wasn't trying to like harp on nothing for real. But it came up, and I tend to try to just be as transparent when things like that do come up, you know? So yeah, I hope that this is a message, again, that resonates to you. Like there is something special to you. And although someone can maybe like emulate the same thing, there's something with you that cannot be replicated, and people will get mad when they can't replicate it. But that's where you know that you're moving in your heart. When people are noticing that portion to you, that's that Aquarius portion. And when people start to raise you up in the vibration of you knowing that you have that power, that you have that talent, when you have that capability, that's when you become the king or queen or the royalty of your own kingdom. And let the people come as they do. Let the people pull through. There's a reason why I do this for like free most of the time. I'm like, yo, pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like someone wants to pull up, pull up. I'm welcome to ears of all the, you know, I want different perspectives. You know, I even enjoy talking to people who don't believe in this stuff, right? It's always good to get the ideas of everyone, right? But don't let the ideas of everyone else rule how you believe in your own heart. Okay, cool. Well, that's my take. Okay, bye. No, I'm playing. Yeah, my fault. I got mad personal, but that's kind of part of this season. I hope everything else has been going good. And let me start to hop into the cards for today, slowly but surely. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Does anyone have anything else to say? Feel free to drop it in the comments. I love when the chat's moving. It's really cool to also watch some of y'all become friends, like through my chat. That's always been super cool. So shout out to y'all. I know some of y'all have, or I like see like people who like follow my stuff, like follow each other. And I'm like, oh, that's so dope. That's like the Aquarius dream, man. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me hop to it, right? So let's start to break this thing on down. Oops. Okay. So we're going to open this up with what do we all need to know for this full moon in Aquarius, right? What does the collective need to know? What do we all need to just understand about this full moon as a collective? Let's pull that first, right? It is, but not the point. But we have the King of Wands, right? And I want to say that part of the story that I gave was a example of why I do typically like register my own energy in the King of Wands fashion. The reason why I'm mentioning this, right? The King of Wands is talking about pushing your passion forward no matter the odds. One thing about the King of Wands is that he knows people don't believe in him for real. That doesn't matter though, right? Like he's like, oh, you don't believe in this? That's cool. I'm gonna make it happen. And ironically, at the bottom of this, we have the King of Cups. So in this process, we have the two emotional and spiritual energies, right? Actually, both in the masculine, which I find interesting. So with this being said, there's this direction that I think the collective is being pulled into really sitting and claiming their spiritual world and their emotional world. And I think you can't do one without the other. I'm just going to be honest, right? A lot of times people talk about, oh, I do self-care and I do this. It's like, yeah, but you're like literally healing your spiritual health in that process, right? So even for people who might not believe in the spirituality part, you know, when you do that good stretch, you be like, ooh, the world's amazing. Life's good. Shoot, that is a spiritual experience on top of a physical one, on top of an emotional one, right? Everything we do is spiritual. With that being said, I think this full moon in Aquarius is just trying to remind everybody about their capability, right? Like you are the captain of your own ship. You are the ruler of your own life and how you want to go about these things in your world, right? This is one of those things that is important that I wanted to at least point out. And that's what I'm feeling with this overarching vibe of the full moon. And underneath this right here, although you have the idea together, I'm just letting y'all know in this process, especially with this retrograde, there's still work to be done. There's still work to be done. There's still things that you have to like chip away at, but that's part of the process. Do not be afraid of the process. The process is here to make sure that what you finish is always golden. All right. Let's get into it. Make sure you drop some love in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let me know y'all are here right now. You know, we're about to get into these card readings. Let me know who's here. Drop your sun, moon, or rising down below. Which card pull are you waiting for? You know what I'm saying? Make sure we do that. I want to engage with y'all a little bit more in terms of the chat and stuff like that. So like, you know, we have some sirens going on outside too. You know what I'm saying? Drop it right now. Someone said, sometimes being a spirit stuck in this physical container can be truly exhausting. I hear that. And I think one thing that's really interesting before I do get into the cards, because I think a lot of people have been tired. And I want to point this out. I think a lot of people have been tired. And part of the being tired is that people have been tired of not letting their soul really flow through, right? So one of the things is that in order for you to really be in your own body, you have to like honor your body. Like it's hard to explain, but it's like to honor something is then to like really start to evolve into it, right? So it's like if you're honoring the physical container, the spiritual container gets to stay better, right? Because everything is relying on the next thing. One of the reasons why astrology is so important as a system is that as soon as you get out of one element, you're in the next one, right? Like as soon as you're out of the fire, you're back in the water. And once you're out of the water, you're back in the air. I'm going out of order right now, but still, you get the point. So I know a lot of people are tired, but hey, all right. So let's see who we have in here. Let's see what we have in here. One sec. So we got some Cap. Oracle Green said he just casually has a lightsaber in the back. You are absolutely correct. It's not, but like it totally is, you know. But a lot of people have been super tired, especially with this Mercury retrograde. But do not fret. This Mercury Kazemi that is happening is trying to give us the information. And actually, I'm gonna try to. I want this card pull to pull through not only for a full moon in Aquarius for everyone, but also with this Mercury Kazemi. What do people have to know to push through the rest of this Mercury retrograde and before we enter into this eclipse season where the biggest changes start to happen? That's what we're pulling for. Let's go. We're going to start off with fire. I'm incorrect. We're going to start off with air. I'm going to give it to air because y'all have the full moon in Aquarius. So this right here is for the Aquarians. Then we're going to fire. Then we're going to water. Then we're going to earth. Okay, cool. Let's get it. All right, let's go. So, I'm feeling it today. All right, no, anybody who got a reading, smart, good job, good. I'm glad y'all got that inspiration, right? I decided to just keep on my hair thing so I stay comfy. So let's get it popping. All right, let's go. Aquarius, let's get it. Aquarius, we have the Fool card underneath the deck, right? First of all, this is your full moon. We are looking to you as the inspiration for us taking upon our own paths, right? We are taking the inspiration specifically from y'all, Aquarius. So whereas like you don't know how valuable y'all are, Aquarius, and I'm gonna let you know this right now. People don't value you like that, especially as an Aquarius, until you're ready to leave. But guess what? This is you leaving, Aqua. Aquarius, if you've been dealing with some stupid people that's messing up your vibe, if you're dealing with people who are messing with your aura, if you're dealing with a situation that has you questioning your worth and value, walk away from it. Even if they're asking you and begging and pleading, please stay, please, we need you to do the thing. It's like, nah, I'm good. Y'all have a great day, beloved. Because Aquarius, you taking that walk away portion is going to show them just how valuable you are. And you might literally just walk into the next situation that immediately is like, oh yeah, this is the price that we pay for you. Oh yeah, 100%. We'll hook it all up for you. Don't even think about it. Versus you trying to fight and struggle, trying to even like let yourself be heard in another situation. Nah, keep it pushing, keep it moving forward, and that's a beautiful thing. Okay, Aquarius, Aquarius is about to be on some new energy. Make sure whatever Aquarius just watch them shift. They're about to go beast mode. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's get it. That's Aquarius. I'm gonna go to Libra now. I'm gonna go in descending order. Come on up. Okay, so for Libra. See what we got for you for this full moon in Aquarius, right? All right, so Libra, we have the Hierophant, word. So what's happening though for you, Libra? I'm gonna be honest. You're kind of panicking, not in the worst way, but I think that there's this shadow behind what's happening in your world, Libra, to where it's like, because you're in such a good position, because you're getting so much better off, because you're really being seen for all the worth and value that you have, this is kind of like I'm in a better place now position, and now you're having to deal with older stuff. And I think that's part of why that Mercury retrograde aspect is happening to things, because it's like there's an older wounds are popping through to remind you of what you've done to gain the strength to be at this process. So for my Libras, you might be experiencing some like bad dreams. You might be experiencing some like, oh my God, like this relationship didn't work here, or this thing didn't work out here. Like, why was that a problem here? Libra, like for real, it's trying to just remind you of like the position of power you've put yourself in since those things have occurred. So I know that it might be hard, and I'm gonna be real, it might be a little bit dark for the next like hot second for y'all, Libra, just because y'all are gonna be like, oh, this relationship thing failed because of this, what? Oh my God, this friendship ended because of that, what? Like, so you're gonna be having those revelations, but just know it's not to show you how bad you've done, it is to show you how far you've come and managed to keep moving from that place. So I hope that helps for y'all, Libra. All right. Cool. All right, let's get over to Gemini, right? I'm going straight. I'm beast mode right now. I ain't even playing with y'all. All right, let's get it. Gemini, we have the Queen of Wands. That was mad dramatic. I hope something like that was kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie. Let me see it back. I'm gonna look it back on the screen. Did I do it? That was on some dual deck stuff. Come on, bro. Make it happen. Let me stop. Anyway, so we have the Queen of Wands though, right? And so the Queen of Wands for you, Gemini, this is making sure that y'all get into a different space whereas we have the King of Wands for everyone, you have the Queen of Wands. And part of this is that it's like you don't have to force your creative vision to occur. You need to feel it through more. Something about Gemini is also coming through is that you actually, as well as Aquarius, right? You're walking away from something. You're walking away from the things, Gemini, that don't make you feel like you can operate in your loyalty. Your loyalty. That was a slip, but I want that to pay. That's sticking out for me, Gemini. Loyalty. Who have you been being too loyal to, Gemini? Who have y'all been being too like forgiving about? That just popped up to me. It's like whoever you've been feeling like too forgiving about, like that's who you're like walking away from. And the minute that you get to walk away from that, you step back into your power and you're like, oh shoot, things have gotten better. Maybe it's because of that decision that I made. Who knows? So that's what I'm feeling for Gemini. Hopefully that helps and resonates for y'all in that process. But I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna keep it moving forward. Let's see what's coming up next, right? So, what we have next, let me pull for fire. I'm going into fire, right? I'm gonna start off, I said descending order, so I'm gonna start off with Sagittarius. So let's start off with Sag, and then we're gonna go in descending order through the rest of the elements as well, right? So this right here is for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we have the Justice card. Sag, on the realest of real, let the universe do its thing. Let karma play its own thing out. You know what I'm saying? Sag, I've personally also kind of experienced some things recently to where it's like people may not understand where your heart's coming from on things, right? People may not get the vision that you have. There's actually there's a line that's been playing in my head, and it's been from Future, because I've been having a very Future heavy summer. But he was like, can't get in my feelings if you can't get my vision. And I think for people who have Sag energy right now, there's been like a disrespect to maybe the vision. There's been a disrespect that has like gone about. And Justice is trying to kind of like clear out the scales in terms of that, right? So my biggest thing when it comes to this Sag, and here's the thing, bro. You have the Four of Cups. You don't got to do anything but sit and observe. You don't have to do anything but just sit and let the world play out those other parts to things, right? Now, Sag, on the other side of this, if you are feeling like a little iffy about something, make sure that you put as much clarity into what your conversations, put as much truth into your conversations as possible. One of the main benefits of this, Sag, is that like by you continuously putting out your truth, by the time that this other part gets there, like it's not even like I don't think there's even a beef particularly, Sag. I just think some people have been trying y'all. And this is one of those situations to where it's like, let the universe play it out. And this is the universe getting ready to kind of put apart the other side of that. Like, let everything else play out how it's supposed to be. So that's really what I'm getting for that, Sag. It's not something that you got to like trip about, but it's just like, let the chips fall where they do. Just make sure that you're like keeping a good heart in all the things that you do. And if you feel like you're having a good heart in all the things that you do, that's what's going to be working out in the end. Okay. So this is going to be for Leo, right? It's a card pull I have for Leo. Let's get it. Oh my God. All right, cool. So this is for Leo, right? Leo, all right. One time for the one time. Leo, why are y'all all heartbroken y'all season? Like, y'all are on some 808s and heartbreak type ish right now. Like, everybody, actually, this is the cover for my old album that I was talking about. It's For the People, right? Ironically, that's what I was talking about when we first started talking about music, because of this, and music is ruled by, that Leo vibration. Anyway, Leo, y'all are dealing with a certain set of heartbreak. And I think instead of you utilizing that heartbreak to make more art or make the world more creative, or to like dig a little bit deeper into your own sense of things, I think y'all been kind of letting that heartbreak rule what you've been doing to a certain extent. And this is the universe's reminder that you are the freaking queen of all of the things that we enjoy, Leo. Leo, I love Leo so much. Leo, we love y'all. I feel like Leo is one of the most loved signs in the zodiac, but they get so caught up in how they're projecting themselves out or their core love life scenario that sometimes they forget that they are love. So Leo, I know y'all been dealing with a lot. I know y'all are dealing with this Mercury Kazemi right now. I know y'all are dealing with this like retrograde, like literally on y'all messing this up with that. But like for real, y'all are royalty. Without Leo, romantic love would not exist. Like, that is the vibration that y'all are bringing to the table, bro. Like, Hollywood wouldn't exist. Movies wouldn't exist. Songs about love wouldn't exist. That is what Leo does. And y'all are taking y'all heartbreak and not stepping into that. Leo rising, what love life? F a love life. Y'all are love. Your life is love. Everything you choose to put that energy into becomes love. And that is what the Queen of freaking Wands wants to remind you. You are more than your heartbreak. You are people's sunshine. Stop tripping. For real. Tired of y'all. Love y'all. But for real, like this, y'all about to glow up. Y'all about to glow up by the end of this year. Do not trip on not getting like all the love in Leo season you thought y'all was. Trust me. Trust me with that. All right. Okay, that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Okay. Aries. Let's get it, bro. All right, so my Aries, I see someone that dropped the Aries here. Thank y'all for always dropping this stuff. I do keep all these things in mind, and I'll look back sometimes. I'm like, who was at this? So, you know, appreciate the love in the chat. You feel me? All right, Aries, let's see what we got, bro. Aries, you got some work to do. There's a lot of work in front of you. Oh no, I gotta do all this work. Nobody else gonna do what I can. That sucks. I gotta do everything. Yeah. Anyway, so that's not one of my actual type songs. I was just making stuff up. Okay, but I can say though, Aries, I put it like this. Aries, y'all won. Let's start with this. Aries, you won. I don't know what y'all won, but Aries, you won. Congratulations. So I'm gonna let everyone feel through, all the Aries feel through, like, what did I win? Okay, cool. All right, Aries, now that we've all realized what we've won at, guess what? You won. Congratulations. There's a lot of work ahead of you. There's a lot of things that y'all are about to put onto your shoulders, and it's going to be for a reason. I'm really kind of seeing Aries are about to enter into this like montage of understanding the difference between productive work and being busy. I don't know why that's coming up, but there's like this busybodiness that's about to pull through. And it's kind of like, what this busybodiness is happening, it's less about you getting all the things done and perfect and more about you still reserving enough energy for you. So one thing that I do notice about this is that he's like, maybe let's say all of these wands that are up, someone all has to individually hold. What I'm getting from this Aries is that you might have to invent the way to make sure that that thing stays in the ground so you can just carry the one of them that you have, right? Because you could pick up all 9 of the things and you're walking around like, okay, I got all of them, right? Or you can figure out a way to lodge those into the ground, and then you can still have enough space and room to do that. Because at the end of the day, there is a celebration. There is something else, but now this is about maintaining what that is. So, and just to let you know, whatever op was trying to be an op, that's probably what you just defeated. So if there was someone who was on their op-ish, guess what, Aries? You stepped up as the emperor. So this is one of those situations to where it's like, you honoring your energy, Aries, led to this success portion of things happening. But now you're going to have to like really step into the power of what that means now that there is that change. So just want to let you know, Aries, they shouldn't have tried you in the first place. Just be honest. That's probably what happened. So yeah, cool. I'm going to do water, right? Yeah, I thought I'm going to do water. I'm going to do water. Screw it. This is going to be for the water signs. Again, we're going in descending order. You know what I'm saying? Also, sidebar, for anybody who wants the Astrology 101 class recording, I do have that available. I forgot to like talk about it because I've been like existing in real life and dealing with this retrograde. But like, if y'all want to get a really good basis of the Astrology 101, make sure y'all go copy that, because like I have like, it's a full class. I have different downloadables as well. Presentation, we have different notes in there that are only exclusive for in there. So yeah, y'all let me know. All right, so it's going to be for Pisces, right? Card full for Pisces. Okay, Pisces, lots of change coming. It's coming at you fast. Pause. No Diddy, no playing, but it's coming at you fast. The idea of the change of the ace of, not the ace, wow, I'm tripping. The 8 of Wands, right? So the 8 of Wands coming through, this is making you change, and this is the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. So there's somebody who's come into your world recently, Pisces, that has this like Aries energy or very dominant masculine energy, right? And I think their advice or their suggestions or their creativity is going to actually kind of help launch y'all forward in the things that have been harder to do for you. It's just like y'all have manifested a person to kind of like help bring a lot of those things into fruition. And this Emperor card is going to be the person who's like helping to do that. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I'm getting for y'all, Pisces. There's a lot of change coming, and there's some money and wealth coming through that as well. So get yourself a good fire sign to work with, Pisces, because I think they can help you with that one portion of things that hasn't clicked right probably for you. So I hope that helps. Okay. Now, I look pretty. Dang, leave a like if you think I'm pretty. I worked so hard to make this setup a thing. So to see it back and I'm like, wow, this only took me 5 years of my life. Huzzah. Anyway. And there's still room to grow. So here we are. Anyway, let's get to it. Scorpio, this is going to be for y'all, right? So for my Scorpios, let's get it popping. Scorpio. All right. Here's what we got. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune portion for Scorpio, I don't know if the wheel is particularly going into luck or bad, but I have to say that there's this like reversal of like general fortune that's been happening for you, Scorpio. So Scorpio, if y'all been having a down bad time, good times are rolling through, right? But if you've been having like a stupidly fantastic time, there's still good times rolling through. But this might be like that dip, right? So don't be alarmed that there's like a dip, right? And the way I want to put this, and hopefully this isn't the case, but this is like you went to the casino and you just been boom, jackpot, boom, jackpot, boom, jackpot. And then you go the next day being like, I'm going to test my luck. And then you trying again and then it's like fail. And you just lost all the money you just made, right? That's not to say that that's done. And I'm not trying to say go gamble about this, but then it's like the next day you're like, all right, let's try this again. Bang, bang, bang. And now you're good again. So that's kind of how I'm feeling with this Scorpio. But here's a real kicker about this entire energy that I'm feeling with y'all. What are you taking from people and what are you giving to people? I really think for Scorpio, there's this big, the reason why there's like that fortune reversal for a second is because you have to see how much you're giving and how much you're taking away. Right, because you might have started taking more than you realize versus like giving the other side of that, right? Or, you know, maybe you're taking something for granted a little bit that you might need to put a little bit more things like that's like, oh shoot, I've had this plant and I forgot to water it for X amount of time. Like you have to go water that plant, right? Oh shoot, I did say that I was interested in this person. I should probably go on a date with them, right? That's you actually following through on that. The whole portion of this Scorpio that I'm seeing is that like, you're learning how to give and take between the aspects of the core parts of your need to kind of like survive and also your need to genuinely figure out how to express the core parts of things to the average everyday person. So you're getting into this different experience of like learning that give and take. And it's going to take some time to teeter-totter. It's going to take some time to balance out, but don't take more than you can hold, right? And don't take from something to where not everyone else can have a bit. That's one of the things that's coming through because you taking more doesn't give you more power, Scorpio. It actually makes you lose it, especially in this context. So I'm going to leave it off with this one quote, and it's from the song Power, and it's literally, you have the power to let power go. And I think that's going to be the way that's going to be working in your favor, Scorpio. There is a lot of transformation pulling through with this, but that's what I got for y'all. Okay. Ooh, Scorpio knocked the lights out. I did unplug it. 1 second, y'all. We gonna be right back.
Don't want silver and gold yet. Don't know how to feel low yet. Please don't take my control. It's not even my own. For now, I'm thinking about my follower count. How did it go down? Oh, so we hold back till it's midnight. Pull up for the love life, stressed out.
And we back. So I had to just go fix the light. If it dies again, oh well. But yeah, let's hop into this, right? So the next one that we had is going to be for Cancer. Word. I got to start moving a little bit more because it's mad hot in here. I'm not going to lie. All right, so, so let's get to this, word. So for Cancer. Ooh, so similar to Scorpio, Cancer, y'all are in this really interesting give and take scenario as well, right? What are you giving and what are you taking away, right? Now, here's the portion to this too. Y'all are right now on the journey of pushing forth this idea that you've had for a long time, right? If nothing else, this is almost like Cancer, y'all are going on a victory lap on something that y'all been working on for a while. But the problem that's happening with this victory lap is that it's like, this is like you in your victory lap, you have made, let's say you've made some enemies. You've made an op or two, right? Now, the idea with this Cancer energy, and like I said, like, oh, you made an op or two in this process, they're trying to kind of like, I don't know how to explain this, Cancer, but it feels like there's like, y'all been giving too much. Whereas I feel like Scorpio been taking too much, Cancer, y'all been giving too much. And you can't figure out how to push that same direction without actually getting taken care of. Cancer, there's like, this is an interesting pull for y'all. I don't know how to explain this one. Cancer, y'all are, it's not my song, but I appreciate it. I just want to make sure we have good music. You know what I'm saying? That's a copy free stuff. Just because I don't make all the music, I want better music. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, here we go. So this right here is going to be the Four of Wands, right? So with the Four of Wands, it's coming through as marriage. Why is it coming through as marriage? One of you Cancers are getting married, or y'all getting cuffed for real. Like I'm telling you this, like that's the only thing that's pulling through right now. It's like there's like this marriage of like, maybe it's your dedication to something. Maybe you are literally just like committing to somebody romantically. Like there's a few different cases that I feel like this is coming up for. But like this Cancer energy, I think is like, you're learning how, like, what's worth committing to full time, like what's worth like really like putting your heart into. But there's like Cancer, y'all have motion right now, but it's easier for me to explain most times, but it's such an emotive thing that y'all are experiencing. I don't know how to explain it with words. I'm gonna be so honest with you. But like, this is like the turbulence of the ocean is guiding you towards the actual intuition that you wanted to begin with. So there is this chaotic element of like, I'm moving forward. I'm just going with the flow. Things are changing, ebb and flow, high tide, low tide. But like, y'all are getting into this like direct pocket. I cannot explain this better, and I'm sorry. Like, usually I'm really on with this, but this is such an emotive process that it's out of my element. I'm gonna be honest. If y'all are feeling this as a Cancer, make sure that you drop this down, because like y'all are in this really different space. And I think it's like this cerebral nature to this because of this Aquarius energy and the way that y'all like connect to like, it's like y'all are learning the science of how the ebb and flow of your intuition works. I'm going to leave it at that. That's what I'm getting. I'm going to shut up now. That's what I'm getting. I hope this phone will lead y'all to that. That's all I got to say. I literally don't know how to break that down better. That's mad specific. Okay. Whew, y'all got me working today. Okay. All right, let's get to this. So this is going to be for Earth signs, right? So we're going to start off with Capricorn and go down, right? So Capricorn, so the first one starts with you. Let's see what we got. Okay, Cap. Listen, Capricorn. I'm gonna let you know right now. Y'all got some shifty people who don't like the way that you shining right now, Capricorn. You got Capricorn, heavy Capricorn energy. I'm gonna let you know right now. If you think they a snake, they probably a snake. If you think they ain't ish, they probably ain't ish. If you think they don't got your favor, you might be right. Capricorn, y'all been on your hustle and bustle, and people can't match up to that output that you're able to do. With that being said, people are going to start trying to undermine your shine. But here's the vibe of Capricorn, yo. I'll put it like this. They're over here hating on you, wishing on your downfall, and you sitting there watching old Disney movies or like cartoons and being like, wow, I remember a time before I had to work like wild. It's so interesting. It's like Capricorn, it's like y'all are almost... Because Capricorn has found an ease in their workflow and an ease in gaining their peace, people have been hating. And I'm gonna be honest with you, yo. They're quiet about it. They're trying to say quiet about it. They're trying to like make this like illusionary thing. They're trying to like hide behind the shades of things. Capricorn, don't trip. Why? Because while they're so focused on you and your success, they're missing out on the ability that you're really gaining, which is learning how to trust your emotional guidance. So it's like literally, it's so funny, Capricorn. It's like y'all finally got this specific, what's it called? What? Oh, shit. Oh, man. 1 second. Anyway, sorry, my bad. I have to go to something after this, so I forgot about that. Anyway, but pretty much the idea in a situation with this, right, is that we're getting into this new position of like you knowing how to direct that emotive world. So, Cap, keep being and shining as you do, because like literally there's just people just hating, bro. Like, you're gonna be good. Y'all gonna be good, Cap. I feel like people are hating. Y'all gonna be good. They're hating while you're sitting there eating cereal and watching cartoons. Like, keep enjoying yourself, Capricorn. That's crazy. And no, nothing that you touch is going to be like tampered, but you're going to start to see the pitfalls and the people that aren't in your corner like that. You get what I'm saying? So just want to point that out, right? So, Cheryl. The next one that I have, let me pull for Virgo. Let's see what we got for y'all, Virgo. All right. So my card pull for the Virgos. What's going on with y'all with this time frame? Virgo, y'all are not seeing things clearly. Virgo, I think there's this aspect to this Mercury retrograde that has y'all starting to believe in certain, like, you're starting to believe more in your fears than you are in your faith. And I think what's happening with Virgo is that it's like you are in this position of like genuine power, like internally. This Emperor's card is like, y'all have the power. Y'all don't have to worry about this, but y'all are like looking at things in a way that's, I think it has to do with Neptune. I think it has a lot to do with Neptune, like messing with y'all, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But it's like there's this portion to things that's really hard for y'all to like see. Like, y'all are seeing these different things and you're like, this is it. But it's like, no, that's an illusion. It's like, what? So what about this? Like, no, that's not true. Huh? Well, this. And I think what's really messing y'all up, Virgo, is that y'all are so used to just being right about this that like your intuitions are being off. And you're getting so focused with the outside of stuff, Virgo, when you're supposed to be focusing on you. Right now, Virgo, like, this is about self-care. This is about you really like treating yourself to these things. It's about you really tapping into that vibe. So like, don't fret, but that is something that I'm really sensing with this entire energy and what's really happening here. Word. So there is like so instead of y'all trying to figure out what's up with the future, y'all need to go back to the past. Y'all need to, I think there's a lot of like healing that Virgo's kind of dealing with in terms of like older things popping up in the world, or like maybe like some past situations reminding them of something else and then leading forward with that. But like, Virgo, I really do think y'all should just check in with yourself, take like a spa day, take some days to like chill out. Like, this full moon is kind of having y'all on edge, so like do what you can to like self-regulate and to like get into that calm, because there is like a bunch of stuff popping up. You're like, oh, here's all the things, but it might not look the way that you think it does. So just take a second, take a break, live it up, right? And so lastly, we have Taurus. Then I have to take a hot 2 minutes in between because I have to message somebody back. And then we're going to get into all the mini readings. So anybody wants a mini reading right now, here's your time. Your time is now. Anyway. Also, thank y'all for rocking with me as I'm just wearing my stuff. This is just what I wear when I'm like at the crib, but I was like, I do not feel like doing my hair today. And I've been focused on the reading. It's been nice. You know what I'm saying? It's been nice. Might get more of these, you know. Anyway, Taurus, this is for you. Taurus, look, 1 second. It's similar to Cap. Y'all don't have an op. Y'all have like an admirer. Like Taurus, y'all got a secret admirer. They are glazing though. They are on yo ish. And here's the thing. Here's a change though. So what's interesting is that I don't know how this Page of Swords is playing out. I don't know if this Page of Swords is someone that you want to be around doing that. I don't know if there's someone that's not around doing that. But it's like there's somebody who's like in love with you. I don't know how else to explain it. And they're just like, I'm on. I want to know everything that's going on. I want to know all the vibes that are happening. Plus we have the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is making sure that there's a directional change that's happening at an immediate level. You get what I'm saying? There's an immediate change. There's an immediate shift. There's an immediate switch. And I think that this is like, ooh, whoever been watching that stuff is kind of like they're like basically simping. You have a simp who wants to push you on. I don't know what that means fully, but there's the Ace of Pentacles. Taurus, are y'all piggy banking somebody? I feel like we got some Taurus ladies in here piggy banking somebody. So look, I low-key know a few Taurus people who do So get your bread. But there are people who are like, I want to just like provide. Like, please do that. You get what I'm saying? Taurus, y'all, okay, we have a lot. Good to know. Because I'm saying on my Taurus, y'all got people that are like, they love y'all. Oh my God. Like, one of these people are going to help you finesse something crazy. I'm literally seeing someone basically being like, here's like a selfie. Buy me a ride on this boat. And they're like, yes. And you're like, that's it? All you had to do? And now I'm on a boat? That's crazy. Taurus, y'all about to get y'all back, Taurus. I see y'all, Taurus. It goes for the man and woman, whoever that they're rocking with. That's one of those situations. But that right there has at least been the reading for all of the signs for this full moon in Aquarius. Now, I'm about to take a hot 2 seconds to like cool myself off because it's dummy hot in this room. I'm going to knock these out and then I'm going to have to go because I do have things to do for the rest of the day. But I'm going to do that real quick. Please enjoy the song that is not mine and I will put more of my own later on.
Don't want silver any gold yet. Don't know how to feel low yet. Please don't take my control. It's not even my own. For now I'm thinking about my follower count. How did it go down? Oh, so we hold back till it's midnight. Pull up for the love life. Stressed out but we sit tight. Why do we lie like that? Say that we're fine like that. I know we're not alright. Why do we lie? We're giving up time like that. Losing our minds, so sad. I need to unwind. Need to unwind. If I don't get it, I just might lose my sanity. In my eyes it seems that this was meant for me. So we hold back till it's midnight. Pull up for the love life. Stressed out but we sit tight. Hey, why do we lie like that? Say that we're fine like that. I know we're not alright. Why do we lie? We're giving up time like that. Losing our minds, so sad. I need to unwind. Need to unwind. Oh, why do we? Why do we lie like that? Say that we're fine like that. I know we're not alright.
And we are back. Thank y'all for y'all patience. I've been really enjoying the hey, be right back thing. So that's fire. Let's see. Okay, cool. So I'm just hopping in to make sure the live chat. I don't know. I feel like y'all said something. No one said nothing? That's okay. Oh, I just hopped back on. That's why. Regardless, let's start to hop into the mini reading. So we're getting into the mini reading section right now. So let me open this up one time for the one time. Let's see who wants to get some more insight. This full moon is definitely one of those full moons. So let me just double check this. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know why I got to sign in and stuff. Just taking way longer than it has to. How's everyone's day going? How's everyone feeling? All right, cool. Oh shoot, we got some mini readings today. God damn. Okay. Sorry, YouTube partnership people, but wow. Okay, thank y'all. Abundance is beautiful. I'm all just like, oh, let me hop in. Here we go. All right, so let me pull this up right now. My Wi-Fi being mad annoying. Hopefully, it's not messing with y'all in this process. Man, that sucks. What? Come on, bro. I should have just kept y'all on the music. This is my fault, y'all. This is retrograde. This is what's happening right now. Okay. So let's start off with the first one that we have. The first one that we have is for Michelle, right? So let's get into this. Whatever message coming through from the universe, let's get it. So this is going to be the pull for Michelle. I do literally have somewhere to go after this, so I'm going to be trying to be as profound as humanly possible but quick. So these are going to be a little bit more direct and sharp. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. That's where I'm really feeling right now. Like I'm no bars back, but they might be like a slight bit quicker. I just want to be transparent about that because I know I have to go shoot an event after this. So I'm like, oh God, wait one second. But I always make sure that y'all are set. So let's get as profound as we can. I'm gonna tap in. Michelle, you are first. Let's go. All right. Ooh. Michelle, one thing I have to point out to you. You are sticking up for yourself. And if you think that you shouldn't stick up for yourself, that is where you are incorrect. I have to put this like this. In terms of what I at least am just sensing with that immediate pull, in terms of that 5 of Wands, you're going to be really pushing back against the BS. I'm going to say this one more time. You are going to be pushing back against the BS. How is this playing out, though? First of all, you just came into the Lovers card, right? Which is amazing. I don't know why this is not focusing. Okay, cool. So you just came into the Lovers card, right? And this is in the past position. One of the ideas behind this is that we are getting into this different knack for having to, what's it called? You had this different knack of having to express the true creativity that you have. And I know that you said that you just graduated from that thing. Amazing. You're also starting to head on your own path when it comes to all that in this process. I'm actually taking these off. I don't know why. I'm just going to go with it. Okay, cool. I felt like taking those off. This is the type of energy that I'm dealing with right now with this. I don't know why, but I'm just letting you know. You're heading off on your own direction with this. Trust the direction you're heading in that. So like, let's say they're like, oh, just kidding. You need to have your own apprenticeship. Meanwhile, you're like, work with the apprenticeship. Actually, I have enough to start my own thing. I don't know what ingenious idea you're about to come across, but you need to follow it through. That's my biggest advice from what I'm getting right now. It's like, and the reason why we had that 5 of Wands underneath is because you are going to be pushing that forward. You are going to be fighting for that. You are going to be making sure that all of those things come through the way that they have to. So I don't think this is anything bad for you, but I have to show you and let you know that if you know that you need to keep pushing the envelope forward, keep pushing the envelope forward. If they're not believing in you on that thing, keep doing the thing, because this is like them not believing in you starting your own thing. You start the thing and everyone moves to the new thing that you just started, right? So Michelle, one of the biggest parts about this is that keep trusting your vision when it comes to all of this stuff. Like for real, that's going to be making a huge change. Okay, let me get to the next one. All right, it's going to be for Sharon, right? You say more when I say less. Say less, Sharon, I got you. You're still not wrong, though. I think it's like sometimes it's better when I get to just let spirit come through, because sometimes people are like, I need a love reading, and it's like, no, you don't. There's something else. There's something else pulling through. And I try to, you know what I'm saying? So when I just get to let it rock, let it rock. So Sharon, this is you. Let's pull it through. Boom, boom, boom. Bottom of the deck. We have the Chariot card. So here's the oh man. The best part about this camera is that it actually sticks to my eye. But that means that like even if I do this, it's like, nah, we got you locked on, bro. Okay, cool. So basically, we have the Chariot card. And so with this Chariot card portion, what's really happening is that you're getting the first parts of momentum going to something that's going to be far greater in the future. This is actually, I'm sensing this is like, maybe not like a 5-year plan, but there's something similar to this energy right now, to where it's like you're getting into this space to push the envelope forward for a longer time than you anticipated. So with that being said, you have the King of Swords underneath. It is low-key hot. I'm sorry. Here's some more chest for y'all, in case you want. Anyway, we have the King of Swords, right? And so the King of Swords is one of those situations to where you are starting to really calculate it's like, this is like someone who like mastered the algorithm, right? This is like someone who's like, yo, I've studied their behavior. Let's say everybody at work. So I know who's going to make this vibe here. I know who's going to be mad about this one thing. I know who's going to like this other thing, right? So here's the kicker. With this 10 of Cups energy, right? You're getting into this space of celebration. I see so much momentum coming up for you, and I can't say that in any other way. Momentum is the key word that's pulling through for you, especially with this Emperor card. I actually almost want to say this is the last ebb and flow before we head into Mercury direct on the 28th and pushing forward, where you do get to just like experience all the stuff that you know that you're capable of. And I mean it like that. Like, that's how serious this is, because you're getting into this Emperor spot for you. You don't need a king. You are your own king. You get what I'm saying? You are really embodying the ability to like execute based off of the momentum that you're gaining in this process. You get what I'm saying? So that's something that I'll definitely see coming through for you. That's going to be a huge change, and it's going to change the way that you feel about yourself when you self-initiate those bigger ideas that you have. So thank you for pulling through for that. I wanted to definitely get that to you in this process. But yeah, all right. So now we got Shefali. It's always fun to say your name like that. All right, let's go. So Shefali, let's go. Birthday, week, month reading. Tuesday, what do you need to know? Is this old? I feel like this is an older one. Am I doing older readings right now? I am. That's crazy. Well, whoever just got that reading, congratulations. If you didn't pay for it, there you go. That's my gift to you. Okay, cool. And if you did get one later on, dope. All right, let's go. I thought I already clicked it. I was mad confused. All right, that's fine. Cool. So this is going to be for B. Okay, this is going to be for Bia, right? Is there something that you're missing? Are you out of alignment? Let's figure this out. That was my mistake. That's a Mercury retrograde thing. That's my bad. So we're going to just move through them. B. Let's get it. Bow. Bow. Okay. B. Here's what's happening for you, right? So we have the Three of Pentacles. You're getting into a brand new situation that's built off the concept of it's like a new team. Like, you're stepping into a new team. It's new teamwork. It's similar to how people in the NBA played their regular games with their regular teams, regular coaches. You did pay for a reading, Shefali? Well, you just got yours early, so congratulations. That's wild that happened. But anyway, that's love. That's consistency. I appreciate you. Oh, wait, did I not read it yet? Let me know if I read it or not. I'm bugging right now. There's mad sirens going on. It's stupid hot. I'm doing my best, y'all. I've been specifically not going live because it's been too hot. I'll just be honest with you. So we're doing our best here. So to get back into this, 1 second. Okay, so Bia, I'm still on you, my bad. So this is going to be the big change that's coming through. So you just had a big change and a big shift that happened in your life, right? And this big shift that happened in your life is going to also be leading you to a deeper position of kinsmanship. I think since you've been out of the relationship structure that you're in, you're actually getting yourself available to fall for somebody else. As a matter of fact, that somebody else might be popping up soon. And I'm not to say that this is going to be the last and end all. I'm not saying this is the one. I'm not saying that this is going to be your king forevermore, so to speak, but it is somebody who's trying to come through. And with that being said, this is just you keeping yourself open to new ideas or relationships or partnerships. I'm not saying that, again, you got to bring them home. I'm not saying there's some other extra stuff, right? But there is this King of Wands character who's about to be coming through, probably romantically if I'm keeping it a stack. And they're going to be a part of whatever that you did come through on. Thank you, Shefali. I didn't read it, so I'll get you for the next. I'll get you when it's your time in the queue. My bad. I just want to double check and make sure. Thank you for reminding me. My bad. That's my mistake. Okay, but Bia, you're about to come into some new loving. Some new loving is what I'm sensing from that, right? So that's what I'm really getting from this. Like, there's going to be just a new suitor, some new energy, some new love pulling up in your corner. So that's dope. All right, so this is going to be for Willie. Let's get it. Hi, hope all is well. Traveling to Iceland for 10 days. Is there anything spiritual I should be focused on while you're there? That's a great question. All right, let's see. Ireland. All right, going to Ireland. Yeah, the block is hot right now. We got Comptons. There's some random sirens. Oh, man. Sometimes when you, like, remember you in the city for real, it'd be like, oh, things are happening. All right. So let's get it. So anything spiritual you should be focused on when you go to Iceland? guess what? I don't know. Okay, I got this 2 of Cups energy. I don't know if you're in a relationship. I don't know if you're speaking to someone or not. I don't know if you're going through for this. But here's something that I'm kind of sensing from this, right? Part of the journey when you're going to Iceland is kind of going to be centered around you healing from, I would say, like a previous situation, maybe a situationship. There's something that has to do with like you having a partnership you thought was going to move through, and like you know that you knew better, and now you're moving on. So I'm gonna put this in the realest perspective that I can, in the most genuine perspective. This Iceland trip has a lot to do with you emotionally decompressing what has been going on in your real world. And I know that's like one of the last things people want to hear before they go on vacation, so to speak. But this is going to be good for you on a spiritual level. The fact that you're asking about this ahead of time is going to triple up on this in terms of how you can end up utilizing this energy. So I want to give you this context. This is what I'm sensing from this. You're getting this 5 of Cups energy. And this is you seeing where the places that you've won in your life and the places that didn't work out the exact way that you anticipated. That doesn't mean that you have failed anything. That doesn't mean that you're like there's nothing negative like on your end from this portion. But I can say that there is going to be you're going to be really alleviating a lot of older stress like, in this trip. So you might be seeing something beautiful, and later on you might think about something and you're processing it, but like process the deep parts while you're witnessing the beauty of what's around you. That's one that I'm seeing. And what's the real end outcome of all of this? The Knight of Pentacles. So the spiritual portion of why you're dealing with these things while you're out in Iceland is so when you do return back to like your place, you're coming in from a more humbled situation, a more tapped in approach, and a more focused and sturdy approach than what you've probably been going about prior to that. So this is one of those situations where this is going to be a really good trip for you to like get into a different pace of things. But you coming back from this is where that's going to be making the real change that you're aiming for. I hope that this helped and give you some context, but that's what I'm getting from that in this process. So yeah. All right. So this reading is going to be for Tabitha. Thanks for the inspiration. Of course. Channel is up and running. Congrats. Wounded Warrior Tarot. Everyone give a Wounded Warrior Tarot a shout out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to check it out when I free up. I do know I'm going to be mad busy after this for the rest of the day. But I will definitely check it out. And remind me next time in case I don't let you know. Just literally let me know again. All right. Let's get it. Blow, 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 and blow. Tabitha, congratulations on Wounded Warrior Tarot. It looks as though the High Priestess card is watching over you. With that being said, the High Priestess is really getting you into this different space and this different position of like astrocartography are the lines in your chart. Yes. I do technically know how to do it, but I haven't offered it as a reading because I want to just triple check and make sure I am super down on everything. But I do know how to do astrocartography in case anyone does want to know. But getting back into the reading itself, right? You had the High Priestess for you, Tab, right? And the High Priestess is you coming up into your divine feminine power. So you even dropping the tarot thing, divine timing. I'm glad that you listened to your intuition because that just told you to get that done for then. So shouts out to you. That's a beautiful thing. With that being said, we have the 9 of coins. I'm tripping, bro. It's been a hot day, bro. I'm tripping. 9 of coins. So we have the 9 of coins, the 9 of pentacles. That's what I was trying to say. This is you getting into a value proposition of yourself. Like you're starting to see the value of when you get to take your time. You're starting to see the value of when you get to really honor that intuition. And right now you're in this hangman position. And as someone who also understands tarot, you're in a spiritual change. I am not a fan of this card because there is such a letting go. There is such a surrender that happens with that card that you just have to literally let the universe. And whenever you do, things work out in your favor. You get what I'm saying? When you finally do, things work out. So let's say like you get a whim and you're like, oh my God, I need to post 3 times in the next 2 weeks. Like let's say like the universe has said that to you. Make sure that you follow through. That's really what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not like it's going to be something bad, but make sure that you do follow through on the things that you're feeling through as that ends up going. And plus, I'm going to let you know right now, in the success of you starting that, there's going to be a lot of work coming from it. And you might not have anticipated that work, but you following through on that work is going to make sure that you are solid. So make sure that you follow through, tap into that as it pops up. Maybe you do have to make more than you thought. Maybe you do have to start figuring out how to do all the voice calls and everything else like that. Those things are going to help bring you to a greater success, though. So make sure that you do follow through with that in the process. Okay. All right. Just wanted to double check. I want to make sure that you knew that's what I was getting from that. Oh, you're doing everyday piled stuff? It's smart, because that's what I was saying. Like there's a really strong consistency factor that I think the more consistent that you just are, you're gonna get so much better very quickly. Which is amazing. All right, so this is gonna be, can I call you Rose? Cause you see. Anyway, so let's get to the actual shit. My bad. So let's get to nailing it as usual. So done sorting junk from the past, exhausted, and in better interest to burn it all. Low key. Barely had the energy to get some of it away. High key. Let's get it. All right, I'm done. So the goofball wins in me sometimes. Sometimes I astrologize and I start to entertain. That's not what I tried. Anyway, it's going to be for you, Rose. Rose, I'm going to be real with you. You know, I'm always, I'm honest with this stuff. But like, Rose, you about to be experiencing a little bit of doubt. And this isn't nothing bad. This is a part of the process. And I want to point this out. This isn't something bad. This is a part of the process. You're experiencing a little bit of doubt. And I'm thinking for the last bit, every time I pull something for you, it's been like, new level, dope, stronger, more powerful, right? This is where it's like, okay, like let's give it a second. Let's give it some time, word? So what am I seeing with this? Okay, Rose, let's get it. So we have the moon card, word? This is about the full moon. Like this is actually about the full moon. So what's happening before the full moon was to prepare you for this full moon energy. And I hear the full moon happening outside as we speak, you know what I'm saying? But that being said, this full moon portion is getting you to start to really dig into a newfound aspect of your intuition and intuitive ability. So here's the real kicker. You're having doubt while you're becoming like the queen of the queens, right? This is like you're about to get crowned. And the day before you're getting crowned, you're like, oh no, I'm afraid. What if I can't do it? What if I can't be the most powerful queen of all nations, even if they're asking me to do so? What if I can't? Will anyone like you're good? Don't worry about it. So the idea is like you're literally going to be fine. But here's the real part, and why I think you're getting a little bit razzled about it is because, Rose, I'm gonna be real, you have the death card after this, and this is when you get into the full and utter metamorphosis of becoming the queen. But that's why you've been purging so much stuff. You said you want to burn it all. Boom, look at that. This is you really finally burning away those last aspects of things that have been like hurting you for that. So you're like probably burning through something that may have been impacting you for years, honestly. You get what I'm saying? So like, don't think this is an easy feat. Don't think this is something that you just like, oh, it should be super easy. Like there is a reason why these things are changing in this process. So don't feel no type of way. That is what I'm at least I'm sensing in terms of what I just pulled for you in that regard, right? Cool. Hope that helped. Yeah. So this is going to be for Damien. Damien, you're new here. I don't think I've read for you yet, Damien. Let's hop into it, right? Welcome here. Appreciate you. So this is going to be for Damien. Let's see what we got for you, yo. All right. Let's get it. Bow, 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 bow. All right, Damien. Look, I know that you're new here, or at least use the first time you're getting a reading. If I do know, you just drop your name in the chat so I can just say what's up, put the names to the face, right? Well, what I can say is that the Ace of Cups, you are entering your spiritual bag. See how even the autofocus cooperated? You are getting into this different spiritual space, and it's you learning how to trust this emotional world. Now, here's what's happened prior. you're getting out of something that was not fun. And I think this was maybe a toxic relationship. This was a toxic job. You were dealing with something, someone, or a job of some sort where like you just kept feeling like, oh, this is bad, or like there was a lot of negativity, I would say, within the way that place made you feel or that situation made you feel, right? And so the change that's happening for you in what I'm seeing here is that you're starting to see exactly what happened with that falling out. And because you're seeing what happened with that falling out, you're getting into a new position of like what you can do about it. How do I mean? This is you seeing, hey, although these things might have failed, this part of a relationship failed, I still have this. So maybe that's your family. Maybe that's your health. Maybe that's your money. Who knows? But the idea is that like you're still holding on and maintaining a strong part of things, even though you're experiencing a sense of loss from this older toxic situation. So what's happening next? Celebration. Congratulations. You made it out. I think what's happening for you is that you did the hardest part already. And part of why I'm trying to explain this the way it are is that you've already done the part that sucks the most. You know what I'm saying? Like you've made at least the first bit to make that change. You've made the first bit to make a difference there. And that's really what I'm sensing in terms of all that, right? So just to give you that concept, that's what I'm getting there. That's what I'm peeping from that. And hopefully that gives you some more context into like why you're feeling this change in this regard. Because that's just what I'm getting, man. I don't know what else to tell you at this point. Hopefully that helps. And thank you for coming through to get a reading. But you are getting into this new spiritual space. You're getting into this new, like, let me learn about my spirituality. Oh, shoot, this was this about my astrology. Let me learn a little more. Oh, shoot, this was this about that. That's going to be those changes that you start to experience in that process. So hope that ends up helping. I've just been looking to see the next reading in this process in regard, but I just wanted to let you know that, yeah. So hopefully that helps as well. My bad. I'm hitting the slightly tired jump because again, hot, but making it work, First reading. Yes, you've been around a few lives. Okay. So I've seen your name before, but this is the first time you got a reading. Okay. So now I know what's up. 3 bears. Let's get it. Who soar like eagles. That's fire. All right, dog. Let's get it. It's going to be for Dion. All right, Dion. Let's see what we got for you, right? Always been good with detachment, but trying to find a healthier way to do it. Encountering people meant for you. Feel bad. You're seeing people for who they are. Okay, that's important. So, Dion, let's talk about you seeing people for who they are, because that's very strong part of what I just saw you say. So what's happening? Why are you seeing people for who they are? Ooh, oh shoot. Okay, you just saw that leap. I was like, all your wishes are coming true. And as soon as that happened, this flicked off, and it's just the world card being like, oh, your dreams are coming true. Oh shoot, the world is opening up in front of you. The reason why people have been acting out is because they see that you're really crafting your dream. You're actually crafting the stuff that they claim that they craft all the time. You're doing the stuff that they're usually trying to take like claim and ownership over, right? So I know that you're saying like, oh, it's smoky mirrors. Oh, things aren't looking clearly. That's because you are doing the thing, not them. That's what's getting them messed up. How am I saying this for? Well, we have the Hierophant underneath this. Whenever I see the Hierophant, it's like, you know what you're doing. This is the past position. So you knew what you were doing. You knew how you were approaching things. You knew how you were like stepping into the scene. The problem is not everyone else was. So whereas you're following and you're standing on business and you're doing the stuff that you normally might do, right? They're like just getting up to speed. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just getting into this. They're just starting to like get into the vibe that you're coming up with. But that being said, you have the 9 of Wands. So you're over here focusing on making sure that you can pick up the load of work that has been opened up for all of this, right? So like I said, your world's opening to a different thing. So you're dealing with people who are fake because they hate seeing you follow your vision through. But that's what this is all about. This is about you following your vision through. Why? Because you get the Knight of Wands. So not only are you following your vision through, you are being active about it. So this is like, let's say someone's not believing in your clothing brand. It's just an example. And they're like, yo, I'll definitely buy your clothing brand. And you drop your clothes and then they're nowhere to be seen. Or they're talking junk about the way that you just dropped, right? this is one of those scenarios, and this is one of those changes that ends up like making you actually becoming him. Like, this is like one of those stories where like, yeah, you are starting a clothing brand, right? But maybe you were supposed to start it with other people. Now you're just doing it by yourself. And this is where you take that into the next portion in that, right? I hope that helps. They said it's solid and clear. So bet. Because I'm like, this is as solid as it's going to get, bro. I can't. There's not much wiggle room outside of that. And there's nothing else for me to say. I hope that helped, though. I was in the zone for it. Okay. Shafali, this is actually for you this time. I apologize for the mishap before. And I did read for 2 people that are already in the queue just earlier. So congrats. Shafali, let's get it. No question, trying to surrender. Say less. What's the highest, greatest place you can move all this energy from? Okay. Where you might be feeling like you should be indecisive, make the decision. That's what I had to say. Make the decision. Even if it's retrograde, make the decision. You get what I'm saying? It's been a lonely journey, but yeah, it's been real. Yo, bro, all things aside, like this is like when you follow your heart and your path, it's a lonely journey. Even if you have people around you, it's a lonely journey. Don't think that like, and if you feel like you're alone and you're still getting the things moving, that's the universe trying to make sure that you have enough space to push what you really need to do forward. So just make sure you just keep locking in. You're going to be good. You're going to be good. But it is a lonely battle. But the once you get past the other part, everybody join in like they was there the whole time. Trust. Just keep it moving. Keep it pushing. You got this. Don't even trip. All right. Back to Shafali, right? Okay. All right. Okay. Shafali, I'm going to be honest with you. And I know that you told me a couple things in this process. You are dealing with some heartbreak. Why is there heartbreak? No, but you are dealing with like a certain sense of like, oh man, I know you said there is a blast from the past not too long ago. And that's brought you honestly to a space where it's like, it's not accurate to your current reality, but it's accurate to a reality that existed. So you're like, having these things like, was I enough here? Did this happen right here? Could I have done this? There's a lot of what ifs, coulda, woulda, shoulda, all that stuff, right? And it's been stressing you out. And so now you're like, I need a reset. Everything sucks. I need to spend a couple of days in bed and not deal with nothing. And like, yes, you do. That is the key. Spend those couple of days not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, LOL, bro, in my emo. Yes, let yourself be emo about it. And I know that, Leo, again, it's your season. So you're like, we're supposed to be the best. We're supposed to be seen. It's like, yes, but right now you're gonna have to experience this. Why? Because you are the star. The worst part about someone before they become a star or before they become anything else, that they feel this literal sense of dread. They feel a literal sense of despair. Before you start to really like get to the next thing, sometimes you have to go through like the pits of like, oh, what's happening here? That's low-key what's happening with this full moon. Like people are getting into their like more scorpionic type of feeling. You're birthing a star within yourself. But first you need to see what atmosphere around you doesn't support the new star that you are. If I find the meme, I'll send it to you later. But it was like, you do not fit the brand, or my brand has changed, or I'm rebranding, you have not fit the new brand, therefore you're out type deal. I forgot what it was. It was funny though. But like, that's kind of what I'm sensing with that Shafali. So like, don't feel like you're tripping. Don't feel like there's anything that's like wrong with you having to deal with these emotional things. That's really a part of that healing process. So let yourself process. Fall in love with the process of letting yourself process. Because that's what I really sense with that. You know what I'm saying? The last 2 readings, the husband came up. Can you bring up money? This is an additional card for Sharon because I didn't get I read for something else beforehand. So it's not money. Okay. Well, in terms of money, actually this is just super quick because this is a part of it. And I hope that came through at the time or that you get to see this. But like in terms of the money part, that's going to wait. And I think the money starts to pull up more closer to like mid-September. And the reason why that person is coming up is because you still are having to heal through that other regard. So like, I hate to say it, but that's really what I am sensing when it comes to that, right? So we have 2 more. And then I have to like high key get ready to go. But low key just feel like I should get a mini reading when you brought out the Palo Santo. Good luck. I will bring out the Palo Santo every time. No, but honestly, appreciate it. Yes. Okay. Job interview. Okay. All right. I'm gonna pull for you in general. I read. Okay. I won't count that, but I read everything so far. So I'm just gonna pull for you right now. This is for Jasmine, by the way. Yes, this is for Jasmine. What's up, Jazz? All right, let's get it. Okay. Wow, this tire is gonna hit different today. I'm supposed to do stuff. That's okay. Boom, boom, boom. Lit. Lover's card. Look at you. This new job is going to be a better situation for sure. Yeah, okay. So it looks like the new job that you applied for is a better situation with, I don't know if it's better pay, but it seems like it's just a better overall scenario. You get what I'm saying? It's a better overall scenario. It's a better vibe. You're still here. Perfect. I'm glad that you got that done. But like, this is the idea of change in this regard, right? So what's happening here? The Sun card. Just recently, you realized I need a new job. I need some place that actually cares about me. Well, guess what? You're starting to step into that. Congratulations. Who would have thought? You manifested it. So now here's the thing. You really take this next time while you're processing this to like just enjoy your time. When we get so stressed out about the jobs, when we get so stressed out about everything else in that regard, we really forget to like have fun. We forget to just watch like a show. Like you need to just enjoy that bit. Go watch a movie. Like there's this like part where those changes are occurring where you don't have to be so focused on like what's the next thing. You just have to like exist in that moment. With that being said, we also have the Judgment card, right? So the Judgment card, I think this is you actually finally pulling the trigger on leaving the place that you're at and getting into the next one. In that Judgment portion is that like everyone that try to do you wrong is going to get their just desserts on their own time. You don't even have to do anything. It's just going to happen on its own time and its own accord. So all you have to do is be who you are and you're chilling. You feel me? All right, perfect. So yeah, that's going to be that for that. And so for the last one that I have is going to be for Zoe. Okay. Zoe, love your streams. Thank you for pulling up, yo. Should I trust the current people around a specific project I'm working on? Should you take a trip? Okay, 1 second. Should you trust them? I have learned this summer, like on some all transparency, is that like, I mean, y'all my people, don't get me wrong. But like in general, my trust level initially for people has gone down so dramatically just based off of the way that people have been acting. It's been ridiculous. I live in my truth, so I don't really trip about how things go down because I'm actively like, yo, this is me. What's up, right? But yo, so many people have been tripping out. Yo, it's been interesting. But let me pull this card for you, Zoe. Let's see what we got. And thank you for showing up for the streams and showing love and such like that. You know what I'm saying? So can you trust those people? But if Young Metro don't trust you, anyways. So you can trust yourself in that project for a fact. So there's one thing I want to point out. You can definitely trust in yourself in that project. Do not trust in everyone else for said project. This is the final result. This is the final result of if you trust those people. I don't like being the bearer of this, but if you're trusting, like you have the world card, you're like, wow, I have this great idea in this project. It's going to be so good. Oh my God, I'm so ready to go do this. Everything else. All right, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm already at the event. I'm about to do the thing. I'm so excited. And then you need 5 people and only 2 of them show up. Do not trust in the whole people to pull through the way that you expect it to happen, and you're going to have to do more of your own work than that. And I'm going to just be honest with you, right? Because if you start working with them, they're going to just start changing up what that project looks like. So by the time that you're like, oh, this is the idea, I'm about to go do this, they're going to change it into something completely different, and it's not going to have any of the integrity of the original thing. I'm not saying to like completely just be like no to all of them. There might be someone who's helpful, but I wouldn't lean on them is my main portion I'm trying to say. Yeah, and you honestly, I think you're not doing a project, but I think you're not doing a project with them, and I do think you need to take a quick trip to New York to maybe reset that. So I know that you mentioned that as well. I think the trip would be good for you to see like the changes of everything and how to tap into that. But yeah, I wouldn't trust them with the project though. You're gonna have to spearhead that project mostly by yourself. And you will get help, but I think the help that you're looking for might low-key be coming from when you go to New York, which is why it's on your mind in the first place. It's like you want to do it like, I think you're in LA too. So it's like you want to do it here, but it's like, oh, it's not working here. But in New York, maybe that'll be the place to get you the next portion. But yeah, that right there has been the full moon in Aquarius. Your favorite yapper has been yapping for a long time. Thank y'all for pulling through. Thank you for showing love the way that you are and that you do. I have a lot more that's coming up for this September. I'm still using the rest of this retrograde to really like get into my energy and my space a bit more, just to, you know, take a little break in between. But I always will get y'all for the new moons or full moons regardless. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoys. Please stay safe this full moon. Show somebody some love, and don't forget the shine that you have. It makes you different from everyone else. That's all I have. Okay, cool. Stay beautiful. Stay lovely. Go outside if you want to, or stay inside because it's hot. So much love, y'all.